You are not a content creator. You are a business owner. And the sooner that you stop playing the content creator game, the sooner you're going to actually start getting clients from your content. Because here is the deal: as a business owner, our main job is to utilize content to get clients. That's it. Everything else is the content creator game. And that's what we're going to be talking about today: how you have to stop playing that game and start utilizing what you know, your experience, your knowledge, everything you know about your business, and get clients from it. So here's what happens. And I know this happens to a lot of business owners, myself included. We start getting in our heads about the creator game, right? So we're on this roller coaster and we're trying to follow trends and finding trending music for our videos on social media. And then we could just get sucked into this like never ending cycle of trying to find all of these things that are going to make us go viral, going to make us explode. And we think that that means that our business and our name is going to get out there to the right people. And this is what happens like when you play the creator game as a business owner. The algorithm shows stuff to people who might be interested. Hey, that might work for you, right? And I recently ran a test over the past month to figure out like what is going to work for my business, what are people going to relate to, and how is that going to look, right? And here's what happened. I got 15,000, over a little over 15,000 views, over 84 pieces of content with 0 followers. So here's the back end of my Instagram account. And as you can see, what I was talking about earlier, I got a little over 15,000 views. So 15,622. 6.7% were from followers, which is cool. But most of it was from non-followers, and 11,000 accounts reached, right? Now, when you see that as a business owner, you're like, wow, I'm doing something right. I've reached 11,000 accounts. I've got 15,000 views. As you can see, most of my content is from Reels. And I'm posting a combination of like B-roll stuff and talking to camera, different kinds of content that led to 339 interactions. And again, most of the interactions, this is interesting though, most of the interactions is from followers, not non-followers. So there's a lot of non-followers that are seeing my content, which is what we want because we want to grow our audience, right? But not a lot of non-followers are actually following the content, or they're not interacting with the content. So you have to look at this with like a strategic eye and realize that just because you got 15,000 views doesn't mean you're doing anything right. Because when I scroll down here, I only have 40 followers. Okay. Now, this number hasn't really changed. I looked at on my cell phone, I could see that my net followers in this time was 0. The followers that I'm getting are people from my personal page that are finding my business page somehow. I guess it's being suggested to them. And then they're following it because they know me and they like me. When in the reality is like, I don't want you to follow this page because I know you're not my ideal person. And I know you're not going to end up buying from me. So that's what happens when you play the creator game. But what happens when you do the opposite? When the content that you create actually brings you clients. So I want to show you something that's really important for you to understand, because it's not about how many views you get. It could be dozens, it could be hundreds, it could be thousands. It does not have to be hundreds of thousands or millions. So this is the back end for another YouTube channel that I have that I don't really post on anymore. And this was back when I was a full-blown real estate agent and I was creating content specifically about what it's like to invest in Airbnbs in the Pocono Mountains. And as you can see over here, like look at my views: 1,000, 372, 519, 264, 2,500, right? That was a bit of an outlier. But I wasn't getting anything crazy. Like nothing here follows the content game, right? Like I'm not doing any trends here. I'm not doing any kind of stupid dances. I'm not doing any kind of shticks, right? Like I'm literally just creating specific content that is what I like to say bingeable. And as a business owner, That's what you need to focus on. So I was answering real questions. Like people had legitimate questions about what it was like to invest in the Pocono Mountains, what it was like to own an Airbnb, where do I invest, things like this. And that's where this concept came to me where I needed to be creating bingeable content. In the YouTube world, they just call that playlist. And actually, you could do playlist on Facebook now, which is really awesome. And I'm talking about that in a little bit. But the bingeable content is where things really started to kick off. This is why bingeable content works. Clients don't come to you from one viral video. They actually rarely come to you from viral videos because viral videos appeal to the masses. And as a business owner, I know this for a fact. You do not want to appeal to the masses because the masses are not your ideal client. If you are a landscaper and you put out a video that details your expertise, right? And it gets 10,000 or 10 million views, there's something that's, it's something's not clicking there, right? Like generally as a landscaper, like you can create a video, a short, a reel, whatever it is, a TikTok of like an incredible transformation that you did for a backyard, right? And that's going to get a lot of views. It's going to get a ton of views in a lot of cases, right? But are they your ideal client? Generally not, just people who like transformations. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. I think it should be part of the your content formats. But where clients come from is when they find one video and then they see the next one and the next one and the next one, all on a similar topic. And it brings them into your world. And that's where the bingeable content format is, right? Like that's why as a business owner, you need to be focusing so hard, going really deep and really heavy on creating long form bingeable videos that people can go deep on with you because that's what they want. The reality is they want to see that video over and the next video and the next one. And they're like, oh my gosh, he's the guy. He can help me. She's the girl. She can help me. That is the gold as a business owner when it comes to creating content on social media or on YouTube. Just know this, viral content attracts strangers. Bingeable content attracts buyers. So how do you actually create bingeable content? If you are wondering how to create bingeable content, this is going to be ideal for you because you only have to answer 4 super simple questions. You may have heard these before. You may not have. The reality is if you're creating content as a business owner right now, you know the answer to these. And that's where your bingeable content comes from. The first question is, what do the clients actually ask you before they hire you? Every single client before they hire you has a certain question or multiple questions that they want answered because they lack clarity. They need more information about whatever it is, but they are going to have certain questions that they are going to ask you before they decide to hire you. A second thing is, what frustrations do they come to you with? Like when they've tried this, and that, and it didn't work, and then they come to you with this frustration. Are they angry? Are they tired? Or they tried this, they tried that. Like, what are all those frustrations that people come to you with? You know them really well, just like you know what questions they ask before hiring you. The third question is, what do people get wrong before working with you? And I love this one. Like, what are the preconceived notions, these things that they already have made up in their mind about you and your industry? Because everyone has them. Think about a used car salesman. Everyone thinks they're slimy. They charge too much money. They don't care. They're just trying to get over on you, right? Like they all have these preconceived notions. And then the fourth question is, what fears or myths exist in your industry that you want to bust, that you want to dispel, that you want to get rid of? Because every single answer to these 4 questions, and there's going to be multiple answers per question, is a video topic. Every single answer is a video topic, right? And this is how you create bingeable content is you take the answers to these questions and you cluster them. You put them together. You can put them in a playlist, whatever you want. And you go deep on every single one, on every single topic. And then you have a playlist of content that people can consume that brings them into your world. They see who you are. They see your knowledge. They see your expertise. They see that you're a human. They understand that you can relate to them on a deeper level. And then they love the content and they watch it and they binge it. And when they need you, they reach out and they want to work with you. Right. And the great thing about this is like, you don't really have to sell them. And I love this aspect of it. Like, you do not have to sell them because they already want to work with you. That happened to me dozens of times. People reached out, never had to sell them. They binged my videos and they wanted to work with me. But there's another piece to this, and I want to show you what it looks like to actually go deep on this, right? Like, not just surface level stuff, but really go deep on this. So I'm coming back over to this old YouTube page. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. But I want to go up here to playlists, which I've talked about before. On YouTube, you can very, very, very easily do playlists. And on Facebook now, you can do playlists as well when you put out video content, which is awesome. So I'm just going to go up here to how to get started investing in the Poconos 5-part series. As you can see, with these videos, I did not blow them out of the water for YouTube standards. I got 800, almost 300, 264, 519, 372, right? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. That's like 3,000 views, right? It's nothing crazy. Only 8 comments total, right? And probably some of them are mine. So when you're thinking about that, you're like, oh my gosh, I only got a couple hundred views, right? But the reality is every single video here was sequential. So usually if one person watched this video, that same person watched the rest and they binged on it. And then they reached out to me. And you know how I knew they reached out to me from this? Like, I had a specific link from my Calendly. So I could see on the back end of Calendly, I don't have Calendly anymore. So, oh, what am I doing? I got rid of it, but I could see that they were coming from this video series. So I knew that they were going deep on this video series. And that was bringing clients to me on YouTube. And something else that I really loved about this method, the bingeable content method, is like, I uploaded it once. Like, I sat down, I made the content, I filmed the content, I edited it, I uploaded it one time for each video. So I did that 5 times. The videos were shorter, right? They weren't as long as the videos that I do now. But I did all of that one time. And it constantly brought me leads. And still, even to this day, it brings me leads as well. And I'm not even active in the real estate business anymore. But those kinds of videos, those bingeable, repeatable videos that you can do over and over, that again, they're in a playlist, they go deep on one specific topic. Like, you own one specific topic. People find you and they can't stop watching it. And then they reach out to you from it. And then they work with you. And then you make actual money from it. Like, that is the goal as a business owner. When you're creating content, yes, you have to put out in my opinion, you do have to put out text posts, short form content, things like that to get, hopefully to get people into your world a little bit more. But what really moves the needle and gets you business is the bingeable content. But even after you create the bingeable content, there's another layer to this that's really important that I want you to understand, because here's what nobody talks about as a business owner. It's like, even content creators don't say this. It's like, the bingeable content does have a ceiling, right? Yes, it could be evergreen and you can get leads for years like I have been, but it does have a ceiling at some point. And you still do have to fight and push back against the algorithm. That's just the reality of the game. You have to play the game. If you're on YouTube, you play the YouTube game. If you're on Meta, you play the Meta game. TikTok, LinkedIn, all of that. Like, you have to play the game. Like, YouTube decides who sees your stuff. The same with Instagram, the same with Facebook. You don't own the relationship. But there is a way that you can fight back and start owning the relationship more. And that's by creating a community. In my opinion, the best way to create community is on Facebook, right? Like, hosting your Facebook group, which is something that I've done over the years. And I've been able to build relationships with people, and I've been able to do a lot of business on these groups. And you have more control in these groups, like in a Facebook group, than you do on any other platform. And then obviously, or maybe not obvious, but the king of all this is getting an email list. Like that's the goal. Once you have the email list, there is no algorithm getting in your way, right? It's just the only thing you have to fight back against is, are you spamming people too much and then maybe your emails aren't getting out there? But once you have the email list and you have your provider, you can stay in touch with people, right? But that's also kind of one way, two-way ish a little bit. Whereas on a Facebook group, it's much better because you can go much deeper. And that's why I love Facebook groups, because you create conversations, you create connection, you create community, you create relationships. And those relationships are what bring you business over years, right? And you can see those groups with people you've already done business with, people who know you that are interested in what you're creating the group about. And then it's going to bring in people just like the people that are in the group. And again, you're going to create all that great stuff, the relationships and the community aspect of it. And the content gets them in the door, but the community is where they actually become clients. Like that is the meat, that's the side dish, that's the starch, right? The sauce, it's the everything of the dinner. Community is everything. And that's the way that we can fight back against the algorithms in 2026, right? The social media algorithms, who knows what's going to happen to them. So I want you to get this in your head to stop chasing views. I want you to stop chasing trends. I want you to stop playing the creator game, because you're not supposed to play that. You're a business owner and you want to create content that your future clients can see 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2, 3, 4 years from now, right? And go deep on one specific topic over time and then branch out from there. Build that community so that you own the relationship, especially creating that community on Facebook. And if you want to know what kind of content in those community groups that you can post that's going to move the needle and get people to want to work with you, make sure you watch this next video.